Closing arguments are officially set for tomorrow in the trial of the Massachusetts mother accused of murdering her 3 small children. That's after we heard the prosecution's last witness tell the defense that he actually took issue with something prosecutors said during opening statements. Here's that moment.
She made a choice, a deliberate and intentional decision that she did not want to try anymore. Do you agree that it would support your contention, sir, or it would not?
I think that statement that you read really minimizes what she was going through.
Prosecutors are trying to make the case here that Lindsay Clancy planned the deaths of her children back in January of 2023. The defense claims Clancy was not in her right mind at the time of the killings because she was in the throes of postpartum psychosis. All of this setting up for the highly anticipated closing argument set for tomorrow. And then it'll be up to the jury to decide whether they believe Clancy should be held criminally responsible for her children's deaths. The end is now in sight in a trial that has become something of a courtroom spectacle in Massachusetts. Clancy's defense attorney acknowledging that when he arrived at court earlier today. Here's what he told our Emily Aketa.
Is Lindsay aware of the the conversation on social media around this case?
I would imagine anybody would be. It's been quite publicized.
All right, we want to bring in Sue O'Connell now. She's NBC Boston's courtroom insider. And Sue, let's talk about the strategy that the defense took here, bringing up the prosecution's opening statements. It comes, as we've seen in these final days of testimony, that prosecutors have sort of refined their argument about Clancy, right? How does that set up for what we may see tomorrow?
Well, refined is one way to put it, Tom. Another way to do it is they were running this like it was a defense. So they put a lot of things out there in the opening statement, and then when we got to the end of the evidence, they just couldn't prove very many of those things. So what this sets up is the defense in the opening statements. They get to go first. Kevin Reddington is going to get up there, I'm sure, and say, they told you this, 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 and this. Inside of their opening statement. None of that turned out to be true. They actually have their own witnesses who are saying things like she was seriously mentally ill. It was a serious suicide attempt. She was a good mother until this point. So they've got an uphill battle to make an argument that this was planned. It's going to come down to the expert testimony, the arguments between the experts, I think, Tom.
Yeah, and we've talked at length about this voice that Lindsay Clancy told doctors that she heard. And today that expert on the stand said that despite that, it seemed like she had some level of control during the killings. Let's watch that moment.
That is surprising that she was able to accomplish all of this without any other kind of direction or plan. Well, it indicated that she had control of the sequence of what she was doing throughout.
So, Sue, you've been sitting in this trial for a month or so now. What do you make of that?
Well, I think the challenge here again is the dueling experts. Like we have heard through the entire trial from both sides of their experts that you can be functioning normally while having a psychotic break. Now, of course, strangling your children to death is not functioning normally, but the steps that he was saying she had to take actually do require functioning, and I'm using air quotes, normally to do. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to the children, of course. So that's the argument. That's the tension in that argument right there. And then we also had this witness who was asked about Dr. Philip Resnick, who was the defense's expert, whose research he based some of his ideas on. And Dr. Philip Resnick said, listen, this is abnormal in some ways for a psychotic break and hallucinations that command you to do something, but it does happen. So again, we're back to the dueling experts that the jurors who are just like you and me are going to have to be smarter then to figure out which way to go with this, Tom.
Yeah. Sue O'Connell, on the story for us for quite a while. Sue, thank you. If you or someone you know is struggling or in emotional distress, text 988 or text HOME to the crisis text line 741-741.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.